Okay, in this video we're going to be explaining how to use the controls here listed inside our CRM. So when your phone rings, this will be the screen that pops up. It's pretty easy to use, not a whole lot to it. Everything's actually in the order in which you would use it too. So the first thing that's going to happen is you're going to go through the whole spiel, the sales spiel about what's going on. You have their expiration date listed here, how long until they expire, their registration start date, last update date, 3-year renewal date, 5-year renewal date. Now we'll make a couple videos about sales too and how to handle these calls and use these dates to your advantage. But this is just an informational column right here to tell you, at a brief glance, without having to dig around through the expandable categories down below, what's going on with this registration. So now, assuming the customer does want to proceed with paying, now the first thing we're going to do is figure out if they want the 3-year or the 5-year option. Now, assuming they want one or the other, we're going to take, like, say it's the 3-year. We'll select 3 years and we'll click submit. Now it's going to reload the page and bring this back up. And it doesn't look like anything happened, but what this did is it changed the outcome on the front end of the website. So this is the very last step that the customer would go through. They're going to click proceed to payment, and there's the $300 option. Now let's see, change it to 5 years. Just close out of that. So let's change this to 5 years and click submit. And this is going to reload. And we'll go back here and reload this page. Now, something to keep in mind with this is at the start of every sale, you need to go and select either 3 or 5 years. The reasoning behind this is the person who did a sale previous to you may have selected 5 years, and this isn't registration specific, and you only want 3 years, so that way the 5 is still in there, and what will happen is your customer will see that 5 option. So it's pretty imperative not to forget to set that correctly, because small things like that, like getting to the checkout page and finding the incorrect price, will spook a customer, and most of the time they'll get nervous and want to hang up the phone instead of proceeding forward. So anyways, that's the first step. You go here and you select the payment option. Second step is to enter the customer's email. So for instance, I'll put my email there, so I can click this button and show you what happens. So we're going to do send renewal email, and that's been sent. Now what happens is when they get this renewal email, which sometimes it takes about 2 minutes for it to arrive on average. Now after like 2-3 minutes, if they don't see that email or they don't seem like they're willing to wait 2 minutes, we'll just give them a short URL, which we'll cover here in a second. But what happens is sometimes people have like a corporate email that only updates once every 10 minutes and they're not sure how to refresh it. I usually tell people, refresh your email, just give it a minute, let's see if it comes in. If it doesn't, I have a URL I can provide you to help speed things up, but definitely easier to just wait for the email to come in and go ahead and click on that link. This is the email. As you can see, it's got the business name we're working with, the DUNS number, the cage code. These emails are going to come from SAM Service Desk, so they'll say SAM Service Desk as the sender, and usually they have like the sender name and then the email address that's kind of embedded. You don't really see the email address as much, and they say SAM registration renewal, and they'll have the company's name, company specific information, and this big long URL here with their registration number in it. So we're going to click on that URL like we were the customer. Now the way this would normally work is the customer is going to click on that URL, you're going to go through the process and then send them the confirmation email. But if they don't get that email or they're unwilling to wait for it, this /renew is our website, samservicedesk.com / and the word renew. So like for instance, I can click on this button here, and now it's going to program that short URL. So what I can do is tell the customer over the phone to type this URL in, and that way they don't have to type that long crazy thing. It's a little bit easier. Sometimes it's faster for people who are having difficulty receiving the email, or like I said, their email system only updates once every 10-15 minutes for whatever reason. Some companies are configured that way, and it makes it impossible for them to receive the email in a reasonable amount of time. So see, when you go to /renew, it brings them to the same screen. So keep in mind too, if you're going to direct them to that URL, it's just like the payment page. The person before you may have set that to the profile that they were working on. So you got to click it at before you direct the customer there. Make sure that you hit submit and the page reloads. Otherwise, they'll get brought to the previous registration for the person that utilized that before you. Once they're on this registration process, it's a very simple process. They're going to put in their SAM registration email, which is the email that they use to sign up for SAM.gov. Now, if they're unsure about that email, it's most likely the email that they have listed in their point of contact information, which I'll show you here in a second. So they're just going to fill this out: username, password, choose an option. The option yes or no, is this email still valid? What we're asking here is, do they still have access to this email? Because we're going to need that access. Assuming we can't get with the username and password doesn't work, they need to be able to access that email so that we can reset their password and reset their username for them. Most of the time what happens is within 180 days of one of these registrations expiring, the password for security reasons becomes marked expired. So every 180 days they need to update their password. Most people don't do that, so 90% of the time when they're going to update with us, their password's expired, and we're going to have to get the password sent to that email. That's their SAM registration administration email, and have that reset completed so that way we can get their correct login credentials and access their stuff. So anyways, now the customer is going to be moved into this customer information page. In the customer information page, they're going to fill out, skip that. They're going to fill out the title. We're just going to put stupid junk in these boxes. The computer's skipping around, sorry about that, you guys. So we're just going to fill out all this stuff. The way it's supposed to, and then we're going to click agree, and we'll do proceed to payment. Apparently we missed the box. Now, this is just information we keep for our own records of who the customers are and how to contact them afterwards in the event that we need to. And I had the payment 500 option selected from the last time I showed you guys the switch. Their email should automatically be embedded in here, so they'll receive an invoice for it. And that's it. That's pretty much it. And then once they click pay, they're going to receive a message. It'll forward them to a page that says your payment was successful, and it'll also notify you guys in Glip, the collaboration software that we use. So I'll show you in the next video or a video after this how to use Glip. So anyways, these other buttons over here are pretty simple. Block phone number, that's if you want to block a caller. So if somebody calls up and they're particularly nasty or they keep calling back and harassing us, you click block phone number, it'll ban them from the phone system. And the blacklist is the last one. It's a soft blacklist and a hard blacklist. Soft blacklist is somebody who calls up and they say, hey, I'm all set with receiving your notifications, or I already renewed my registration, thanks anyways, or I'm going to. Actually, a lot of people call up and they say, hey, I'm going to renew my registration on like Monday, just want to let you guys know, because they think that we're the government. I don't know. So if you get those kind of people where it doesn't seem like a very serious situation, hit soft blacklist and it'll get them off the marketing list for now until next year, and hard blacklist will like banish them forever. We'll never send to them again. We don't want to irritate that person anymore. So that's pretty much it. And what'll happen is once they get through the checkout process and you get the notification in Glip just telling you that they have paid successfully, you just have to do this last step to send confirmation email. If they checked off 3 years, if they wanted the 3-year option, you're just going to make sure that this is set to 3 years. If they wanted the 5-year option, you'll just make sure that this is set to 5 years. This automatically calculates the expiration date that we're going to send them. And it just sends them a confirmation email telling them that we've renewed their registration, and it tells them, what the new expiration date is, which is why we're selecting this drop down. It'll auto-populate this into the email to say 2020, 2022, whatever that expiration happens to be, and it'll give them a little information about how the renewal process works, and it's going to go into a submitted status and then remain active after that kind of thing. So at that point, we'll click send confirmation email, and the page is going to reload again. And that email will be sent. So, this stuff goes in the order of operations. You select the payment, you send the renewal email, and then you send the confirmation email. Sometimes you jump over here if you need to create the short URL, but these are steps 1, 2, and 3, essentially. to get them through the checkout process. Now, at any given point in time, if you're having trouble talking to the customer about the renewal process, or they have questions, until you memorize the renewal process and what it looks like on the front end of the site, I would recommend opening up this little side panel over here in the control panel. It's this button here, opens and closes it. You should pop it open, click view screenshot, so that way you can look at what the customer is looking at while they go through the process. This is the first page, the second page, and the payment button. So you can, just kind of go through the boxes with them. Sometimes I like to engage people in conversation and just keep talking to them about what they're looking at, just to keep them busy so they don't start, kind of turning against you and going backwards on the sale. Yeah, other than that, that's pretty much this whole segment. Thank you.